Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that everything luxurious you own, the grand home, the shimmering gold, the fine garments, none of it truly belongs to you. How many of us, if given the choice, would willingly return it all? More than 1,300 years ago, a ruler did exactly that, sending shockwaves through an entire empire. This is the true story of Caliph Umar ibn Abdulaziz, the man who gave back the wealth of a kingdom and earned the title the Fifth Rightly Guided Caliph. Welcome to Noble Footsteps, where we bring real historical events to life through powerful storytelling. If you appreciate stories that reveal the profound beauty of Islamic ethics and principled leadership, make sure to subscribe and become part of our growing family. It was the year 717 CE. In the bustling streets of Damascus, news spread like wildfire. Umar ibn Abdulaziz had been chosen as the new caliph. The imperial palace was prepared for his arrival. Servants stood in perfect rows, ready to attend to his every need. Lavish clothing, gleaming gold vessels, and luxurious furniture filled the royal chambers, all symbols of immense power and authority. But when Umar finally entered the palace, he didn't smile. There was no celebration, no triumphant declaration. Instead, he looked at the splendor around him and uttered a single world-changing sentence. All of this is a trust, not a privilege. And that was the beginning of a transformation the Umayyad Empire never expected. The very next morning, Umar gathered his family, including his wife, Fatima, who was the daughter of a previous caliph. He looked at them with a firm yet gentle resolve. All jewelry, gifts, lands, and luxuries given to us because of our position, he declared, must be returned to the public treasury. His wife looked at him, her expression a mix of confusion and surprise. "But these were my dowry," she said softly, referring to a necklace of immense value. Umar's eyes softened with affection for his wife. He replied, "I do not forbid you from keeping it, but I cannot live in the same house with anything that rightfully belongs to the people." Without a moment's hesitation, she made her choice. Fatima agreed and personally placed all her jewelry, a fortune in its own right, into the Beit al-Mal, the public treasury. This single act stunned the capital. A ruler and his wife willingly surrendering personal wealth that no one could ever force them to return? It was an act of leadership unseen in generations. This wasn't a political maneuver. It was a profound statement of principle that echoed from the palace walls to the farthest corners of the empire. Umar's commitment to justice wasn't just for grand gestures. It permeated every aspect of his daily life. One evening, he sat in his office late at night, diligently writing state letters by the light of a single candle. A servant, seeing him work so hard, entered quietly and brought him a plate of fresh dates, a personal gift to show his appreciation. As soon as the dates were placed before him, Umar immediately reached over and extinguished the candle he was working with, plunging the room into near darkness. The servant panicked, thinking he had done something wrong. "My lord," he stammered, "shall I bring another candle?" Umar looked up and replied with a calm that carried immense weight. "The candle you see here was purchased with state funds. It is for conducting the affairs of the people. These dates are a personal gift to me. For my personal matters, I cannot use what belongs to the public." He then relit a different candle, a smaller one he had paid for from his own modest pocket. A small act, perhaps, but it sent a massive message. True justice begins even with the light of a single candle. It's about distinguishing between what is yours and what is a public trust, down to the smallest detail. This principle of meticulous honesty became the bedrock of his rule. Under Umar's leadership, the empire witnessed a renaissance of justice and prosperity. The heavy taxes that burdened the poor and the farmers were lifted. Corrupt and oppressive governors, who had long exploited their positions, were swiftly removed and held accountable. He launched massive public works projects, commissioning the construction of roads, the digging of wells, and the building of shelters for travelers and the needy. His administration was so effective, and just that during his short reign, poverty was virtually eliminated. It was said that officials would roam the streets with charity funds, but could find no one in need to accept them. Everyone had enough. His justice was not confined to Muslims alone. His fairness and integrity spread so far that Christian and Jewish communities living under his rule wrote letters of praise, attesting to the security and dignity they enjoyed. He was a ruler who returned the people's wealth so that all people could live with honor. Umar ibn Abdulaziz, the caliph of a vast empire, lived like the simplest of his subjects. He wore patched clothes, ate simple meals, and rejected all the trappings of royalty. He left behind not monuments of stone or gold, but a timeless legacy of justice that continues to echo through history. His remarkable story teaches us a powerful lesson. Integrity is not truly proven when we have nothing to give. It is proven when we have everything, power, wealth, and authority, and we still choose honesty, humility, and justice. It's about recognizing that leadership is a sacred responsibility, a trust from God to serve the people. If this story inspired you, and you want to see more content that brings to life the noble figures of history, please support Noble Footsteps. You can do this by liking the video, sharing your favorite lesson from Umar's life in the comments below, and subscribing for more weekly historical stories that uplift and educate. Thank you for walking with us in the footsteps of true justice. We'll see you in the next one.